Okay, Bus Bench Babes. Today I have a super fun interview. I am interviewing Jen Turcotte. She's the owner of Carsmotology, and you're going to die when you hear how sexy this company is. She is really dominating in a male-driven industry, and I'm so excited for this interview. Let's dive in.
You're listening to the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast, where we invite you to check your ego at the app, grab a cup of coffee, and get ready to dive into all things real estate marketing, social media, friendship, hardship, love, money mindset, and all the things that celebrate you as a badass boss babe.
We're here to encourage you, show up for you, give you a loving kick in the pants when you need it most, and be your soft place to land on the hardest of days. So pull up a seat at our table and get ready to be inspired and start living your best life by design.
Welcome to the Girl Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast. We are so excited you're here.
Okay, girls, let's dive in.
Okay, Jen. Hey, we've had some technical difficulties, but we're here.
No, what are you talking about?
I'm excited to meet you.
You too. Thank you.
Okay, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh boy, where do I start? I guess I would say that I love what I do. I'm a workaholic. I am surrounded by beautiful cars, and I get to help people all the time, which is amazing, whether it's cleaning the car or teaching other detailers how to do their craft. And I hang out with my dog and my boyfriend, and that's about it. My life is pretty simple. Yeah.
Well, I was introduced to you, like your Instagram page, from my husband. And
really?
So we're pretty big car people. Like, we're into Land Cruisers, and we've got Audis. And he's like, hey, check out this chick on Instagram. And I'm like, okay, this is hella cool. So I guess I didn't even say in the intro, like, you do high-end car detailing, right?
I do.
Is that like how you would describe it?
I do now, but I would definitely say that I graduated to get into that because I've probably folded 1 million towels, dried, vacuumed, pressure washed, scrubbed, cleaned, puked, so many. When I first started, I worked at a car wash, and we had probably, 8 different fleet accounts with, I don't know how many dealerships. So we would take in trades, and those trades, we wouldn't really get paid that much money, but still, I've probably shampooed, I don't know how many minivans and cleaned disgusting things from underneath seats and dirt and semis, boats, motorcycles, pretty much you name it, I did it. And yeah, that's why I've definitely got the experience to be able to work on what I do today.
So you totally paid your dues, is what I'm saying.
I definitely did. And I feel like there's some people that think that I just, that's all I work on, that's all I've ever worked on, but it's definitely not the case. Yeah.
So, like, today, if someone came to you with their, minivan, would you still detail a car like that? Or
100%. I would love it. It would take me back. Yeah, I love shampooing minivans because, I don't know, you can do some pretty cool patterns in that big area.
Well, okay, how did you get into this? So what car wash did you work at here in the Twin Cities?
Yeah, so there was actually one that I started at when I was about 15. It's kind of like what the cool thing to do was with everybody in school. And that one was in Chanhassen right off of Highway 5. I didn't realize that you were from Minnesota. Where are you from?
Oh, yeah. No, I live in Excelsior.
Oh, my God. So you know, like, Youngstead.
That's where I get my car wash.
You go to the one in Excelsior, though, so I...
Well, no, I go to both. I usually go to the tan one because it's on my way to, like, my office and stuff. So, yeah, no, I go to... I have the monthly membership, so I go to both.
Yep. So that's the one that I started at. But the manager there, he would always take my pill at the end of the night, and he's like, oh, don't worry, I got this. So I would probably say maybe after about a month or 2, I got fired because the totals didn't add up. Do I know, like, I never had any sort of control of it. I don't even know if I did it once. So who knows what was going on. And then after that, I worked at a dealership for a little bit. I didn't really like it. I do remember specifically one time I went up on a car on a lift, and I think I took like a little nap. But I don't really think I took any job seriously before I was 19 years old. But then at 19 years old, I kind of like went through some stuff growing up, in my family life. And so I also one day I just kind of like toughened up. And when I was 19, I got a job at another full service car wash detail center. There was the owner, he was kind of like a drill sergeant, and I don't know, I just kind of like wanted to make him proud because everybody was sitting there disappointing him, and it wasn't really that hard to, clean a window and vacuum a car out and dry it properly and all sorts of stuff. So it was just like my thing to try and make him proud. And, so that's kind of like how it started, is full service car wash detail centers and like a hot second at a dealership, so I could actually see how that works.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I feel like this is a really male-dominated industry. Is my perception correct?
Yeah, there's definitely only a few women that I know that stick with it, and I mean, you definitely gotta love to work hard because it is a lot of work. But you also gotta love like the transformation, because it's kind of taking something, that definitely needs like attention, and then, at the end of the day or after, a few hours or at the end of the week, kind of depends on how long, what size project that you're doing, you get to take something and it looks like a complete transformation, and it's so beautiful. So yeah, there's not
what I do in real estate though. When I'm like getting a house ready to go on the market, like I'm taking a turd, we're staging it, decluttering it, and then I'm making it pretty to go on the market. So a lot like what you're doing.
Exactly. Yeah. I love it.
That's crazy. Okay, how did you come up with your sexy business name? I love it. That's what really stood out to me when my husband's like, check out this chick's site on Instagram, and I'm like, okay, I like her already. How can I be friends with this girl?
Oh, yes. I love it. Well, when I looked at detailing kind of like a car cosmetology, because there's so many different treatments, and that's Allie in the back. She's a badass. She works her ass off.
Hi, Allie.
You can't really hear her, sorry. But yes, she is a rare breed. But I always called it my car cosmetology because there's so many different treatments and procedures that you can do to like say yourself at the salon or something like that.
Yeah.
So you can definitely do that to cars too. Like I definitely relate paint to like nails, for instance. Like when you go and get your nails done and you take off like the nasty fake nails, it's all like disgusting. And then you take a 4-sided nail buffer and you go over it with the heavy side and then kind of finish it out to where it's like shiny and like brand new nails, and then you put the different level of protection on it, whether it's a top coat, essentially, that's kind of like a wax or a paint sealant. That's not going to last very long, but it is something on it. Or if you're going to get something like a ceramic coating per se, that's kind of like a gel coat or an acrylic or a dip, because that's going to last longer and it's going to be more durable.
I'm all dipped up. Yeah.
I love the dip. And then, that's just kind of like why I look at it as like a salon perspective, and so called it the car cosmetology. And then my mom, cause she's my insurance agent as well, but when I told her I was starting a business, she's like, well, you can't just like call it Jen's Garage. So I just sat there and I like thought about weird names, and then I just kind of like morphed that together, and I was like, I really like that. And then there were some people that, laughed at it, and they would say like, oh, that's a real big mouthful. Nobody's ever going to be able to say that. And I was like, I really don't care. So
I love it. I think it totally sets you apart. You're like, okay, I need to know more about this because this is not your average like Jen's Garage type place.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's sexy, but I also think that it creates intrigue and interest. Like you need to know more. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. Okay, so like just looking on your Instagram page, it looks like you're a national trainer for car detailing products, and like you have your own stuff branded to you.
Mhm. It's just one. It's just one product right now, but so detailing for a really long time. There's multiple different like products and brands that I would use. There's some of them that you find like in the industry, people are just trying to like have you use their products, and it might just be like shit for products. And so, or it's like super expensive and they just want you to sit there and promote for it. But
Yeah.
So you kind of get, like, you know, fed the Kool-Aid sometimes, and then you realize, like, okay, this is shit. And not saying that there wasn't, like, there were some good products out there, but they just wouldn't last that long. And there were different sort of variables that I would want in a product, like brand. So the one that I work with, like, I am not going to lie, like, I use multiple different brands, and, like, by the time I got to this one, I, like, talked shit to the owner because he, like, sent me some of the products, and I'm like, why am I going to use your stuff? And he's just like, oh, just try it out. And he was, like, the nicest guy ever. He's from Canada. And I tried it out for, like, a year and a half, and after a year and a half of trying that out and a lot of other products, I was like, I called him up again, and I'm like, hey, remember me? Like, I really like your stuff. And then he's like, well, you know, what are your goals? He's just always been a nice guy. He's like a dad to me now, but he's like, well, what are your goals? What do you see yourself doing? I'm glad the products work for you. And I was just like, I really want to be, like, I see myself training and helping other people. Like, I love to help people. Shining the car is really cool at the end of the day, but I definitely want to take, like, that next step to be able to help other people. Because people are always asking me, you know, how do you do this? How do you do that? And I would like to get paid for it too, because
why not?
Yeah. So I ended up getting brought on the next day, and now I train around the country. People come here. I go all over. We have a training facility out in Kentucky, but the product that developed was I started using it about 2.5, 3 years ago. It's kind of like I was a bartender and a server for a really long time. So one day I just kind of like mixed a whole bunch of products together because I was cleaning out door jambs of a car. There's water spots all over. And after mixing a bunch of, thanks, Allie. She brought it over. It's like one of the bottles. But after mixing a few products together, because I was using them individually, I'm like, why don't I just mix this together and like see if it works?
Yeah.
So it actually like worked amazing, like better than I thought. And it's really cool.
How
because,
cool.
Yeah, it's like so quick detailer is something that you kind of like, you know, it's like a quick detail. Spray it all over the car, wipe it down, make it look nice and shiny. And then there's, you know, a water spot remover. And then there's a car wash soap in it. So it's kind of all mixed together and then diluted a little bit. So the cool thing is with it is like, let's say you're spraying it on, let's say you got shitty water at your house. Cause a lot of people like here in Plymouth, we have shitty water here. So if you don't have like a filtered system, after you get done washing your car, you're going to have these kind of like water drip lines, and then you go to wipe the water drip line and you're still going to see the outline. So
yes, I hate that.
So, or like after you get done going to a car wash and you go down the road and you got those like on each side of your mirrors. So you take this stuff and you just kind of like spray it, and it's kind of cool because like the water spots like light up around it, and then it's kind of like how hydrogen peroxide reacts to like a dirty wound. You know how it like fizzes up?
Yeah.
So it fizzes up real quick, and then you wipe it away, and it just easily wipes away. Because most of the time with like a quick detailer, it won't get through that crud. But it's good for that. It's good for boats, bikes. It's good for grease and grime. It's good for just wiping the car down. It's good for wheels, calipers, exhaust. Like my boyfriend, he ended up using it on like the glass balcony that we have out in Vegas. There was like rain stains and stuff like that. So, and then like shower doors. It's just like kind of like it's a pretty sweet product.
Okay, so was the Canadian guy like, holy crap, we need to get her in the lab to help us create stuff?
Well, I just gave him the formula quick, and one day I remember, like, I was sitting here in the detail bay. I don't know if you are recording this, but sitting here in the detail bay, like literally standing in front of a car just like right there.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like looked up and I'm like, please God, just like let it be a good day today. You know, because some days are like really stressful. I got 5 cars in like during the week, and then I, you know, help people with IGL throughout the day, and it gets really stressful. So I just wanted a smooth running day, and literally like a half hour later, Joel is his name. He called me up and he's like, guess what? We're going to come out with your product in November. And I just like started bawling. I'm like, oh my God. So
that's so cool.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
That's Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
What does a typical day look like for you?
Well,
I know you get to bring your awesome dog to work with you. Is it Koa?
yeah. Koa, where are you?
I just passed right behind you. It's a she, right? She or he?
Come here. It's a girl. Do you want a treat? So, come on, Cobes. So I get to, hold on. Come here.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute.
So I get to bring her to work with me every day. Yes, it's amazing. She's my biggest supporter, and it's Allie's coworker. Every time she's not here, Koa didn't come here one day, and Allie was here, and she's like, "Where's my coworker?" She got pissed. Pretty much. So she's definitely our support animal, because, like I said,
I
she's successful. But no, I usually come in, like Mondays are really crazy for me because I'd say about 2 cars get dropped off. They need to be washed, prepped, ready, for polishing. Usually some of the polishing on cars take anywhere up to like 20 plus, woman hours. And
wow.
Then I have to go through a list of people that ended up buying like the week prior. My boss from IGL, he'll send me like the weekly list of who purchased. So I have to look through that and, reach out to them and see if they have any questions on the products. And then I have to make sure that I'm monitoring like Facebook groups just in case, people have questions on there or, it's kind of crazy because detailers, I'll be honest, are very dramatic. So, and most of the people that are online, online in these detailing forums and stuff like that, I'll be real, like they don't have enough work to do, obviously. Some people that are positive on there, but there's some people that like literally go on there and like tear people down. So I just feel like it's crazy. Like I sit there and I think you have like, let's say, so we have for instance, a detailing page for IGL. So if you got any questions or like you do something cool, be like an influence, like a positive influence on like other people that are using that same product so you can do something beneficial with that product as well. Well, some people will go on there and they'll be like, fuck these bottles. I can't get the sprayer to work, blah, blah, blah. Anyone else having a problem? And it's like, whoa, dude, chill the fuck out, okay? Imagine if somebody went on your business page, one of your customers. They went on there and said, like, I just went outside and the bird shit landed on my car. It didn't levitate on top of it. I just got my car detailed. Like, it's etched in there. I left it in there for 7 days. What the fuck is going on? And then all of a sudden the shitstorm starts where everybody else is like, yeah, man, I had that too. Like, would you rather your customers sit and bitch on your business page, or would you rather them reach out to you personally so you can handle the situation? Not saying that bird shit should levitate on top of your car. I'm just saying sometimes the things that, like, people expect, I'm like, oh, my God. So I got to regulate those pages because sometimes people will go AWOL on certain things, like the cap won't open for somebody, and then everybody else gets pissed off, or I don't even know. And so there's that, and then it's a lot, and then I got consultations that come in sporadically throughout the day. I got phone calls, I got emails. So yeah, it's like pretty much from when I like wake up to when I go to bed.
Okay, so are you an all-woman business currently?
Currently, yeah, and it's probably going to stay like that way. I don't know.
My team is also, we're all chicks, entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
And so that's why we always gravitate to other women entrepreneurs. We're like, it's so much fun just to see women like in the trenches every day. So it's not easy. A lot of guys couldn't hack what you do or what I do all day, every day.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's definitely not. But I finally, like, I don't know, it's good to have Allie.
That's awesome. Where do you see your business going in the next 5 years?
Oh, shit. Oh, man. I don't know, probably doing the same thing. Definitely, like, every single day, Allie gets more acclimated. And so, that's really awesome. I definitely want to, like, I've gotten to do and experience, like, a lot of cool shit. And so it's nice to, like, have her in here because I want to be able to, like, highlight and shine that on her. Because,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm doing, like, the IGL stuff now. So, like, I still do the detailing, but I just want somebody else to experience, you know, all the stuff that I get to do, whether it's, like, working on all the cool cars or, like, getting to drive them, you know, working hard and doing all that stuff. Like, yeah, the money's good definitely in the summertime. Like, the wintertime kind of sucks. But, yeah, just getting her more, just having her grow. I just really want to.
It sounds like you like want building a bigger life for her.
Yeah, yeah. And then also doing, it would be nice to maybe come out with maybe another product. Having one product is nice, but the thing is like, I want to develop it. I don't want to just like.
That's what I was going to say. Would you do your own product line?
I don't know if I do like the co-branding thing because I don't have to like deal with all like the extra shit, but who knows? Yeah. I mean, maybe I did always want to come out with like a Carsmotology cosmetic line.
Yes, do it. With sexy bottles. Yes.
Yeah, that would be cool. The training thing, I do like doing that as well, but I also kind of want to do some stuff where I'm not as, summer times are really stressful with doing like the detailing and the IGL. I want to, and I just don't want to be so stressed out all the time. Like, not all the time, but like I do worry a lot and I want to try and help as many people as possible. So that's why kind of like getting everything in order ahead of time. So when I do get like new accounts set up, because I have about 887 accounts around the country, not all of them are active, but still getting them set up right away. So, you know, they don't have to ask. I do like to help them, but I want to make sure that they're set up so they don't have to ask as many questions and they're prepared right away getting started. And yeah, like having like videos and like I have an intro email for them because when I got started with IGL, we have about 50 different products. I was overwhelmed. I'm like, I don't want to spend money on shit that I don't know if it's going to work. So that's why I get them all prepared with everything. And then they're pretty much good to go. And they just ask me kind of like minimal questions. Before I just felt like I was like, cause I'd never been a sales rep before. So, you know, I didn't have a whole email prepared for them. I didn't have videos prepared for them. So I would kind of have to hold their hand a lot more. Now I just kind of like get them all prepared. They have everything they need. And then they just kind of like reach out to me if they want to, I guess like, you know, vent sometimes. Like sometimes as a detailer, like talking to other detailers, it's nice to be able to like bitch about certain things.
I get that. Realtors do the same exact thing when we all get into a room with one another. You're like, you wouldn't believe this one deal. Yeah. That's crazy. So it looks like you travel for work. Like, what are your favorite places to travel? Or do you only travel for work with how busy you are, or do you get to travel for fun too?
Well, my boyfriend has a condo out in Vegas, so we do go out there a lot, like, especially in the wintertime. The summertime, I'm usually traveling for like certain work things, and then I'll go to Vegas when I can, but it's usually just for like a weekend or a few days. Traveling, I ended up just getting an Audi all-road last year, and I love that as like my work traveler, because before that I had like a Ultra Sport, which is has like 200,000 miles, so I was like kind of a little worried that possibly I might. Not saying I'm going to break down, but who knows? So
you don't want to get stranded somewhere.
Yeah, and this has got more room. I got a Thule topper for it, so I can just put all my shit up there. But like in all reality, what I wish I could do is I wish I could kind of like drive around the United States and then come back. But the only place I've only been able to like go over to Texas and over to the West Coast. I haven't really been able to drive over to the East Coast. But my favorite place to go, I do really like Texas. Texas is fun. I don't really know if I love crawfish yet, but I do go out there and eat it.
I'm not a fan of crawfish either, but I do love Texas.
It weirds me out. I do like when they're like in season, the back tail part, it's good. The front part where they say like you like
I'm like I can't wrap my brain around that.
No, it's gross. But yeah, traveling's fun. I do like it, but I also do like to get home and stay home and just chill out sometimes.
That's awesome. Okay, so like on your IG or on your Instagram, you are showing cars that I've never ever even seen on the road in Minnesota. And I pay attention to cars. Whose cars are they and where do they drive them?
So there is, like, for instance, I don't know how bad it is if I disconnect this, but you got to see this one in here. It's pretty crazy. It is a F650. So we just did this one is nice. I think this is like, an F8?
I don't even know. Oh, so that's a Ferrari.
This is a giant.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I was going to try and do my interview inside there, but I didn't want,
That is massive. So she's showing me a video, so like no one's going to be able to see this video, but it's like the biggest pickup truck ever. Oh, with 3 doors on the side of it.
Yeah,
Holy
so
crap.
I actually detailed and ceramic coated one of those, but it was bigger. So this is just an F650, but I did a international CXT. I did that I think it was, 3 years ago, 3 years ago. But you would be surprised, but
how many people does that pickup truck hold?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 7.
Holy shit, that's gigantic.
There's a lot of
someone in Minnesota owns that?
Yeah, some guy, I think he's out in by Wayzata area or something like that. But a lot of
insane.
Funny how much money is in Minnesota, but people are pretty they're private or conservative on the actual
a lot of people
going out and
their cash like they do in Vegas and Miami and Los Angeles.
100%.
So a lot of people are like, oh, it's like all farms and boring shit in Minnesota, and then you're like, well, actually, no, it's not. There's tons of Fortune 500 companies here, and there's a shit ton of money here, but people don't really know that right off the bat.
Right. There are some people that come bring their vehicles in here, and they're like, yeah, can you just not post it? I don't want anybody knowing, that I have that car. Yeah.
I feel like I get that.
Yeah. And that's why now we have do not enter signs in our parking lot, just because we don't want people kind of come around and take pictures, because we just respect people's privacy.
That totally makes sense. Wow. I didn't think about that kind of stuff about people's actual privacy.
Yeah.
But wow. Okay, what are 3 to 5 things that people don't know about you?
Oh, I think I wrote this down. Okay. Don't know where it is. Okay. So, I have a backpack obsession, which my boyfriend, he makes fun of me for, but he also contributes to it. So that's one. Because, for my birthday, he'll get me a backpack, and I'm like,
you're like, you already said I had
what
too
do
many, buddy.
Yeah. I do like the outdoors stuff. I grew up kind of you know where Brainerd is, but I like to fish and 4-wheel and, just go, just be outside, I guess. I don't like the mosquitoes. I don't like poison ivy, but I do like being up north, and that sort of thing. I have, a freckle in one of my eyes. I have small ears. And I would definitely say that a big contribution to why I bust my ass has a lot to do with my dad. I did lose my dad when I was younger, and I used to get upset about it for about 18 years. And then I just realized that, I could sit there and be angry around the day that he passed away, or the day that it was his birthday or something like that. But then I just, one year I just realized that I need to celebrate around those days, because I need to celebrate the time that I had him with me, and also have him live through me. So there's little things that I do that I notice that I got that from my dad. So yeah, it's really cool.
He would probably want you to celebrate, wouldn't he?
For sure. So I know that he would be very proud, and yeah, the guy, he helped turn me into a freaking workaholic badass.
I love
that. I know I'm kind of like I have an issue. Like, like my boyfriend, if he didn't work in the shop, I don't know, I really don't know many people that would be like okay with what I do. Because I've dated other guys, they're always super insecure with like how much I'm on my phone doing work or me being at the shop, and they want me to like, they just like don't sit there and support what I'm trying to do. You know, it's like, if you don't understand what I'm trying to do and accomplish, and, you know, like, get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry.
Well, you know, you're not with the right person if they can't handle like the powerful boss babe that you are. That's not the right person for you then. So it sounds like you found the right one.
I did. He's a great guy. Yeah. I like him. He's constantly a jokester, which I'm like, can you just be serious for like 1 second? But
so is it a good balance to your personality? If you're like drive, workaholic, is it good to have the comedy?
Well, I'm a pretty big, like, I like to be sarcastic too, but he's just like a giant child. But it's okay. He's a boss too, so it's good.
Well, it sounds like it's a good match, so that's good.
Yeah.
What would you say to another woman who's afraid to like take the leap to start their own business?
You just gotta take the risk, because shit is gonna be like super scary, and it's also gonna be very exciting. But you gotta do it, because it's just the fact of what you would think of, like, if you never did it, it's just always gonna be in the back of your head. So might as well just do it. That's what I did. It was freaking terrifying, and sometimes, I don't know, I got pushed to a certain extent where I was just like, fuck everybody. And I had to do it. And sometimes you got to get pushed to that extent, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, you wouldn't know how it's going to turn out until you do it, right?
Yeah, and literally, like, when I did it, I had absolutely nothing. Like, I was in debt, I'm pretty sure, like, after the first 6 months. And then, like, shit crumbled, like, when I got into my shop. You know, I went through a really bad relationship breakup. I had no money. Like, there was a point where I had the repo man after me. I was living in my shop, washing myself with a freaking hose. And I had, like, I don't know, it was pretty crazy. So if I can do it, anybody can do it.
What kept you going? Was it just being pure stubborn? Were you like, I'm doing
Totally that. And then also I knew it wasn't always going to be like that. I was like, okay, like, shit's going to be rough for a little bit, but it wasn't always going to be like that. So that's just kind of like what kept me going.
I love that.
Thanks.
You're a good example of like just perseverance and stick to it.
Yeah. I mean, just surround yourself with people that like see your vision, or your cheerleaders, want you to succeed as much as you do. And don't be around people that are doing like that are going to tear you down or aren't doing anything with their life. Not saying that, like, but I'm just saying, like, you want to be around people that are going to be excited about your ideas and want you to grow, and they're like, just do it, you know? I mean, obviously if it's unrealistic, I mean, you might not be able to do it, like certain things, but for the most part, I mean.
There's a quote that has been stuck in my head this whole last year as I launched my own real estate team. And it's the average, you're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So I'm like really mindful of that now when I'm spending time with certain people. I'm like, like, do I want to be like here, or do I want to be here? Like, and surrounding yourself with certain people will get you to where you want to be, or the exact opposite. So that just really like rattles in the back of my brain constantly.
Yeah, no, I've heard it before. It's good. It's a good thing to think about all the time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, okay. If people want to learn more about you or get their card detailed with you, like, where can people find you?
People can find me on Instagram, Carsmotology, Facebook, I'm not really too much on there for like Carsmotology. for like my personal Facebook, I am on there, but when it comes to friend requests, I'm not really the best at that. Usually, like, you got to send me a message just so I like can have like some sort of conversation with you. You can always call 952-567-3170. It's probably found online as well too. If you go on my website, carsmotology.com, that will kind of, you know, you can always send an email that way. Otherwise, it's carsmotology@gmail.com. And I think you can find me on YouTube if you want to keep up to date with like my videos and stuff like that.
I think I saw you on TikTok too.
Oh yeah, TikTok. That's Carsmotology. Oh my God, okay. You can like really see like the highlight of how my boyfriend is on there. I'm not sure if you saw the video, but
no. But now I'm gonna go look for it.
You have to. It's hilarious. Like he's something else. That's all I can say.
Okay, now I'm gonna have to go look for that video.
You have to. Just look for like a pair of shorts with like hair coming out of it. Let's just say that, okay?
Oh boy.
He found like an old pair of, like, I used to wear hair extensions before I knew that my hair actually grew. And he found this old pair of hair extensions and he like clipped them in his pants and like on his head, and then he like gave it to my detail bay, and then he like walked around the whole shop and like talked to all of his techs with them on, and I'm like, you are like
something
crazy. There's something else. Yeah. Out of control. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like it keeps it fun around there, for
it's
sure.
It's fun, yeah. It's a lot of fun here. That's for sure.
I love that.
Yeah. You have to come by sometime, Beth.
I know. That's what I'm like, I could use some ceramic on my car.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you go through that tunnel wash, I'm not going to make you piss away money, so you can't do that. I'll clean it up for you, though. Yeah, because like people that come in and they want to get a ceramic, and if they go through the tunnel wash like that, I just don't want them to waste money. So usually when people come in, I want to find out what's best for them and their vehicle and not make them waste money.
All right. We'll have to do that sometime soon. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, Jen, this was a super fun conversation. I appreciate you being here.
Thank you so much for having me. It was literally like one of my favorite interviews.
Well, okay, Boss Bench Babe. I hope you learned something awesome about another badass boss babe. She happens to be here in the Twin Cities, but she'd be a great person to connect with if you want to learn more about what it takes, all the grit and drive to be a successful businesswoman. So thanks, Jen, for being here. And until next time, keep your face off a bus bench and keep being the badass boss babes that you are.
Okay, girls, are you feeling as inspired as we are? We're over here cheering you on because you just finished another episode of the Girl, Get Your Face Off a Bus Bench podcast.
If you want more, head over to girlgetyourfaceoffabusbench.com for show notes and more episodes. And don't forget to subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. They mean the world to us, and they're what keep us going.
Girl, thanks for being here.